That's the implication. Once you're there, your real mission is to find and save your girlfriend, which is
Oh, yeah, I forgot that entirely.
so similar to what you're doing in Signalis.
That's true, isn't it? That's actually very true. That is fundamental. See, they still seem to have dipped their fingers in a lot of different pies to pull this narrative together.
In Dead Space, you're an old dude looking for your girlfriend, and in Signalis, you're space lesbians.
Now, if that was the tagline, sold more units, Signalis, space lesbian.
Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of everyone's favorite podcast, the Critical Arcade Podcast. I'm your co-host, Nick.
And I'm Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Hello, Nick. You well?
Yes, I'm well, thank you. Have you ever heard of a game called Alien Shooter?
No, I've not. Sounds like one of those really $1 games you get from Steam.
Yes.
Which is 10 minutes long.
That's what they found. That's what it feels like.
Is that what Alien Shooter is? That can't be genuinely the name of a game, right? You're pulling.
It is genuinely the name of the game, Alien Shooter.
Well, as long as it's what it says on the tin, I guess that's not bad. But
I mean,
imagination
it
would have been
genuinely
nice.
is. Oh, guess what? You shoot aliens.
I'd have loved it to be it would have tricked you, and they're not aliens, like a big, there's a big mind fuck, just so to say.
Yeah,
no, but
just
they're not
a
aliens.
My Little Pony narrative.
Yeah, exactly.
Visual novel.
But okay, you shoot. I had not heard of it. It sounds okay.
It is
Alien Shooter. If you want to shoot aliens,
it got released in 2003, which is around the time that I discovered it.
You played this game?
Did I play Alien Shooter?
No way. Why?
Hell yeah.
Was it $1? So that would kind of make sense if it was $1.
I played it because it was all I had.
Fair enough. We've all been there. I'm looking at it now. It doesn't actually look that bad.
It really isn't. It really isn't.
That looks alright.
No, I mean, Alien Shooter was good stuff.
And it got a 2. There's Alien Shooter 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Alien Shooter's a big franchise. Step aside Dino Crisis.
Yeah, no doubt.
Alien Shooter remake.
Okay. So
Alien Shooter was that type of game, the isometric top-down view where you infiltrate Area 51 and shoot aliens.
Well, that's where they all are. Of course, you're going to go there.
Very true.
Right?
Very true.
That's where they're all hiding.
Why
do you bring this one up then? Yeah, go on.
I'm bringing this one up because that game feels like it prepared me. It prepared my taste. It prepared my reflexes for this week's game. Don't you think it looks similar?
I love the idea that that's the game and not like Half-Life or like a prolific alien shooting game. I'll give you the game style. I'm with you. I get what you're saying. But I think Alien Shooter, I think Half-Life, maybe XCOM, maybe the Alien what's that really scary alien game, or the Marine one that's really bad. I love that your pull for Alien Shooter is this one. And Half-Life.
Absolutely.
You played Half-Life, right?
I did. I played through Half-Life 1 and 2 more times than I can count.
So this isn't one of those Halo incidents where I get to make
I'm
fun
cultured,
of you again
Dave.
Okay. Oh, cultured. How many Halo games have you played?
Oh
no! Cultured is a little much. But you're getting there. You're a working improvement by all accounts. But okay.
Thank you.
Okay, anyway,
We've all got our blind spots.
I understand. Yeah, it's a little bar. Everybody's got them. I've not played many Zelda games, as you know.
Many or any?
I played one. I told you, I used to have the one on the Game Boy Color, the something Seasons, which was good.
Seasons. Anyway,
I wish I still had it. Anyway,
okay,
I can see why that game would remind you of today's game, by all accounts.
Yeah, how about you tell us, what is this week's game?
Today's game, it's I do believe it's part of our Indie 500 series.
Indie 500!
We go through a bunch of indie games because we all know where the indie games are, where everything, the heart is and everything now in gaming. And today's game was Signalis, which I'd never heard of. Had you heard of it before?
I have heard of this
list
before.
gave it to us.
I have. one of my favorite YouTubers, Jacob Keller, talks about Signalis in one of his videos. And it's intriguing when I saw it. So when the list gave it to us, all held the list.
All held the list.
I was very excited.
So you were influenced by an influencer. Like that's somebody got their job done that day, right? That does happen. Okay, so this was on your radar, right? So this game was released, or when was it released? 2022.
2022, yeah, I think.
But it began development in 2014.
Well, that's because it was just two dudes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It sounded like a dick thing to say, but yeah, it's two guys.
It's just two guys doing a thing that they like doing, and of course it's going to take 8 years.
You can picture it like over the weekends or that 1 hour at the end of the nights just before you go to sleep. You just do something. It's just cool, and it's a two-person German studio. I can't remember the last game that was like a German-run studio. I thought that was cool. Very, very, very much German in the gameplay. All the posters and a lot of the names and stuff are actually German words. I don't know if you noticed
German,
all that.
I think some of them weren't some of them a bit Russian as well.
They looked they did look kind of Russian or Slavic in some way. I agree.
Yes,
I love how I'm flexing here that like because I'm European that I noticed the German, and because you're South African you're like, what, German? Oh, what's that? I have no idea what you're on about.
Isn't it somewhere in Asia?
Yeah, isn't it? If it's not mud huts and elephants. Oh, sorry, I was being very like snobby, like you wouldn't know German if you saw it on like a piece of paper.
Yeah.
But anyway, German development team. It was a lovely little story. I didn't know that Humble Games helps publish indie games.
Yes, isn't that great? Right? Isn't that great? What started as just a little Humble Bundle sale, whatever, is now helping creators create.
If everybody out there doesn't know what, I think it's the company's called Humble, or is it Humble Games? They used to do like bouquets of games or collections of games.
Yes,
which you could donate.
Sell it for quite cheap, and then the proceeds would go towards charity.
Yeah, and they'd change it up, different charities each time, and you could get some good deals. So it was kind of like good for you, good for the charities. Everybody was winning.
Yeah,
but I didn't know they now help.
Forgotten Realms books through them once.
Oh, really? Yes, that's true. I forgot they did the whole books and stuff like that as well. Yep. So kind of a cool company. Didn't know they gave a helping hand to indie developers, which was always good to see. We always love the indie development, getting because it must be so hard to actually get your game out there. Like you make something, you're proud of it, you've got it. Now what do you do? It's got to be super hard to try and do.
Compared to the big old, big fat cat corporate suits up in wherever that just decide, let's make a generic shooter and make $1 million.
I love the idea that there's just 12 guys going me. Oh yes, good idea. Let me just burn my 100 as I light my cigar.
Look, your monocle's got some dust. Let them eat cake.
It's such an old school, like it's like the old newspaper cartoons version of what like corporate people are. Now they're all Lamborghinis and like smartwatches, but in our minds, it's still high society monocles and cigars and their shoes polished by all accounts.
Yeah, let's not go down this route.
By all accounts, they had a hand with another marketing or publishing company called Playism, which I'd also not actually heard of, which also had a hand in helping them get their game out and about and on Steam and actually giving a little bit of marketing behind it so that people would actually play it. Yeah. Which I thought was very cool.
Yeah. The more help these talented indie devs get, the
definitely. Like I say, you get these games, this game did quite well. You look forward to the next one. Like it just helps the gaming industry so much.
Yeah.
Should we jump into narrative then? What did you think of the narrative of this game?
I think the narrative could be one of my favorite parts of this entire game.
Why?
Not necessarily the story, because that's confusing as hell.
Yeah, no doubt. It
but
really
the setting and the setup and just the overall plot. Ooh! My favorite part is the setting.
I got what you mean.
Really like the entire setup of the Sierpinski and the atmosphere it creates in there. Not necessarily. Yeah.
This is one of the things why I envy you to some degree, Because, ladies and gents, Nick has not watched any movie ever except for Lord of the Rings. It's like literally the only movie he's watched. But this takes a lot out of a lot of sci-fi movies I've watched before.
Yeah.
And it was, I kind of saw a lot of it coming. For example, you play as a replica, a synthetic humanoid called Elster, right? Or LSTR.
Yes, that's right.
Which kind of start going a bit mental, right? Which is pretty much the story of Blade Runner with Harrison Ford, Ridley Scott movie. The lone mining station thing is very reminiscent of Alien, which was set on a smelting mining space station. There were lots of very strong, i.e. you could argue it was just inspired by, but a lot of the narrative bits were a little too close to things I'd heard before. Watched before, sorry.
I'm going to take a guess and say that maybe all the different cosmic horror elements in this entire setting, the different... was also inspired by Event Horizon, right?
Yes, that's true. That's true. Very Event Horizon-y. Yeah, you're right.
Big old spaceship with loads of mysteries and flesh growing out of the walls.
Yeah. Distorted
and nobody can explain why.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It actually is very Event Horizon. Have you watched that movie?
I've watched Event Horizon, yes.
Really? Wow! Congrats! Well done.
Yeah.
That's
Thank you.
a genuine shock. Well done.
Took me a week.
On the back. Yeah, no doubt. Did you like it?
I liked Event Horizon. I do find it quite campy, but I like the campiness and I enjoy it. I enjoy the 90s aspect.
Well, but you're absolutely right. This does have a lot of Event Horizon aspects to it, like
which is a good thing.
A lot of them. Ladies and gents, the simple premise of the story, though, is Signalis is set in it's like a retro-futuristic world, would you say? Kind of like reminds me of Total Recall and, to be honest with you, Fifth Element and all the other movies that has the same type of thing. And you play as, like we said, Elster, a replica who's kind of looking for her... This is where it gets very confusing, ladies and gents.
I know. Because I don't know either. I wrote here the story becomes hazy very quickly, and it doesn't let up at all.
But that's one of the things.
The longer I played, the more questions I got instead of answers.
It does that a lot, because you're searching for your missing human partner. And we're not entirely sure partner is in like relationship, partner is in owner, partner is a companion called Arianda Jung.
Something like that. Ariane Young.
Yeah.
It's... okay, before we continue, let's just explain for anyone who's not played Signalis yet.
Yeah, sorry.
In this world, there are loads of humanoid figures that could either be replicas or gestalts.
Yeah, correct.
The replicas, I think, would be what we consider to be cyborgs. Human parts fitted onto... a larger machine part.
Yes.
But they're not considered humans. They are replicas.
They're CPU based and
exactly.
based.
Yeah. Gestalts, on the other hand, are humans.
Gestalt is a German word for colony or like hive mind. By the way, just thought I'd chuck that in there. It's the like the German word for a grouping of a large community.
Wow.
Which is interesting. Because I think that's supposed to be to separate replicas to humans. Gestalts is just a big German word for them. I just thought...
Actually...
Sorry, continue.
Have you checked out the lore for Signalis?
In-game or out of game, like their wiki or something?
Both? It's in-game.
Okay, hit me with it. Have I missed something? Go on, hit me with it.
Now that you mention what Gestalt means in German, in Signalis, the mining colony that you are in is part of a nation that's separate, or part of a colony that separated themselves from the wider nation. I might be getting this wrong because this entire thing is so filled with blanks and so hazy.
It is.
If we've got any Signalis pros in here and I'm getting this wrong, leave a comment, please. And there was a big old war. And I don't know if
Yes.
this war's finished or this war's ongoing, but the colony that you're in on this mining rig is, I think, owned by the nation, separated itself from the larger country.
Yeah, no, I think because you get all the propaganda posters and everything else.
Yes, you do.
everywhere around the
Exactly,
place, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So by having the humans called Gestalt, which... say it again? What does that mean?
It kind of, I don't want to say it's like a group. It's kind of a very large grouping of someone. So like you would call like a hive mind a Gestalt. It's, it's a big unit of things working together, functioning together to some degree. So, but I agree what you mean. A separation or like a different corporation, in theory, you could probably define as the same thing.
I get it.
Yeah, I think it is there to separate these humans from potentially the synthetic replicas, or even Earths or humans as a whole. By all accounts, you could be.
So here we come into one of the big elements for Signalis: allegory. Signalis has a ton of allegory.
Which is cool because it kind of adds to... It's very much, like you say, a mystery. It's kind of like a sci-fi mystery. Find the clues, work it all out, kind of, if you're smart enough to.
Yeah. You're expected to fill a ton of blanks yourself.
Yeah, but without... it's supposed to be played multiple times.
Yes,
That's
because
the
there's
difference,
multiple
right?
endings.
So the first run-through, you're supposed to actually not understand it. Which is frustrating when you want to play a game and understand it and like try to review the story.
But I
mean,
there are loads of pieces of media like this, like the first season of Stranger Things. You don't know what the hell's going on.
That's true.
But the mystery is compelling you to continue on.
Agreed. Yeah. And this does that.
This does that.
It's got some really complex narrative because you do get left that question. Is Elster in love with a humanoid? Are they, again, friends? Are they dependent on one another? There seems to be a lot of story there that, of course, you wake from cryo sleep on a crashed ship and you can't really remember anything, which is a very cliched starting to a lot of sci-fi things.
Amnesia?
Yeah,
I've never seen
crazy.
that done before.
But like you say, the little narrative books and pamphlets and things you find in safes or in toilets for some reason, kind of just builds on this narrative. Like what?
It does.
What were they to one another? Because in the story, it was fairly common for a human master to have a replica, aid or cyborg themselves to help them do their jobs. Yeah. So it was commonplace, but this relationship seemed to be a bit more, and that's what it kind of delves into, right?
Yes, which is why it's so compelling, because it feels special. It feels like this is a one-of-a-kind type of relationship.
Yes, exactly. Like, and it's that classic story of love conquering all, really. Like, I know it's stuck between horror and sci-fi and the loneliness of space and all the other things.
Exactly.
But it's piecing together that memory and finding out is kind of the biggest draw of the narrative for me in this.
Agreed.
Because
I think love is one of the biggest elements in this game, but also memory.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yes. And
identity and loss.
Yeah, so we're both on the same page. It was surprisingly deep for like an indie game.
Yes.
Sci-fi survival type aspect that we were kind of expecting to go into, right?
Jeez, I thought this was initially, before we started playing this, about a soldier lady looking for her pilot lady on a scary spaceship. But it's
agreed. I figured you would get power-ups for your guns and stuff like that. Do that normal. Yeah, no, agreed.
Sci-fi horror, but it's so much more than that.
Yeah, no, it's super deep. But then, like you said, confusing deep, and it needs multiple playthroughs, which I don't think either of us did, right?
No,
if we had the time.
I didn't.
But we know it's all there, and it's just like a good book, like a good movie. Even right now, I sit here thinking, but I want to replay it so I can find out what happened to this person, or what happened to that person, or if the memory changes when you go back to do this thing. which is very well done, especially if you think it's just two guys. I know it's weird to say, but to be two guys just drudging through making a game and also narratively being on point all the time, it's got to be tough.
I think, you know what, I think it sounds tough, but it leads into a very natural state of working on something. Whereas if you take a look at Ubisoft, where their problem is there's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Oh, agreed. Yeah, agreed.
Something like this, if you can keep the scope small and sustainable enough, just two people, it actually, I feel, could become easier to work on something.
Yeah, and we got all those Clair Obscur with 30 so people, all these other little games coming out with Silk Song, I think, is also kind of a small development team.
Yeah, Team Cherry is tiny, I think.
Which is you're right. I think you're to be all on the same page and not just be splintered between 100 or 1,000 different people with all their own ideas and concepts. It does cause like a miasma of story and just messes in regards to the games we have today. And like you're right, this is very just good to follow. It's very much a page turner, for lack of a better term, in regards to games. Yeah. So narratively, it did really well.
I think so too. The horror adjusts from psychological at the start to
agreed.
Cosmic.
Yeah, agreed.
As the game goes on.
It does go pretty hard in the whole...
Yeah.
Like, whoa, I thought we were just killing aliens trying to find my
Exactly. I thought I was going crazy, not...
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez. Being eaten by giant aliens.
Anything else narrative that you want to...
Yes.
Go on, hit me with it.
What I found extremely interesting when this game started, before that magnificent intro...
I know, right? That was pretty sweet. No doubt. Go on.
We'll get to that. The cosmic horror is foreshadowed by the appearance of a book.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you know what book?
I feel like I said, of course I know what book. It's the... And my mind's going blank. What book? What was it?
So when you descended into the big bloody pit...
Of course,
and the big bloody hole in the big bloody pit, you emerge on the other side into a bedroom.
You do?
The book you pick up is a book called The King in Yellow.
Okay.
So when I first saw this, I kind of gave a tiny little yelp because I recognized this book.
Oh. I've not... In my mind's eye, I don't think I know it. I feel like it's kind of a prolific book by all accounts. Who's the King of Yellow, then?
The King in Yellow isn't necessarily a person, but it's a book written by Robert W. Chambers in 1895.
Ooh, nice old one. I like it.
Yeah. No, this is proper old. This book is considered to be one of the big centerpieces of occult ongoings.
Oh, okay. I got you.
It's second only to the Necronomicon.
Well, yeah, that one I know. But of course. Oh, okay. So I didn't. Out of curiosity, do you know this book because of Dungeons and Dragons?
No.
I just thought like the Necrochromion, or what the hell you just said. I only know from like JRPGs and Dungeons and Dragons and that type of stuff. Sorry, off the track, I just wondered if it was another one of those cool things you learn from gaming and board games and stuff.
It is from gaming.
Oh, what game?
Okay, sorry, well, the King in Yellow, I first heard about when the Game Grumps...
okay.
Yeah, they played, what was it? A Lovecraftian dating simulator. Where you could date either Cthulhu or the King in Yellow.
Yeah, I think I know the game.
Really?
Yeah. So, yeah, of course it's in there. Of course.
Anyway,
where else would you put it?
Anyway, The King in Yellow is a book about a play. But you don't really read about the play. You can only read about a couple of short stories where people interact with the play called The King in Yellow.
Okay.
And slowly but surely, in each short story, as these people are interacting with the King in Yellow, they become mad. They become crazy every single time.
Wow. That sounds deep.
Yeah.
And I take it the little short stories also kind of put on an overarching story of the whole
Yes, yes, they do. So the King in Yellow has become a centerpiece for cosmic horror as well. So the moment I saw this in this game, I thought, hot damn, this is something special.
Yeah, because it's pulling from
exactly.
Classic,
it's pulling from
real
right? Lore,
right?
real literature.
It's always cool when you see those little bits in games or things. You go, oh, that's from iRobot.
Yeah, that's
that's
from Family Guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's cool though. I always like I said, we've always said on this podcast that we love it when real life things are just interwoven into games, be it books, culture. Music, all that stuff. It always makes you just smile and think,
do it. Exactly.
Yeah,
Same thing in that intro when they used Chopin.
Yeah, I know, right? Again, I don't know what's going on with indie games at the moment. But anyway, that's audio. That's a trade of the audio.
I'm loving it.
Anything else narratively you want to add?
No, you know what? Let's continue.
Visuals, then. I really enjoyed them. I thought the visuals were... Well, I know, I'm going to sound like an old man now. Did you ever play the game Flashback years and years ago?
Flashback?
How do you describe Flashback? You're kind of like a Marty McFly.
No, I played Alien Shooter.
Oh, of course. You played like a Marty McFly type character that was traversing platforms and shooting aliens. I actually can't remember. But it had that beautiful, like, detailed, but in lo-fi format. This type of game, like the PlayStation 1, but before. But this game does it so much better. It's so pretty.
It does.
It's so pretty.
It looks great. It looks so great.
It's weird. Go on. Sorry.
This is a distinct PS1 style,
yeah,
low poly aesthetic. And over the past couple of years, I have fallen in love with the low poly aesthetic.
But isn't it crazy that today we can play Elden Ring and remade masterpieces, and it looks so pretty, and you go, yeah, that looks good. But then you can still put a game on like this and go, oh my god, that's also as good. But it's low poly and it's just primary colours, and you just go, what? It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, they're on the same level, and this one does it. Those little, everything about it, the little cutscenes, the drawer openings, the beginning, like you said, the opening was a banger. This was a good looking game. I loved those little, like, again, we've said this before, the narrative visuals that helps you. They were so clean and so...
It really is. We had this conversation, I think, a couple of episodes ago in Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Yeah, that's right, we did.
I mentioned to you how the low poly aesthetic is making a comeback.
Oh yes, no doubt. Agreed.
Right? Agreed. Much like 10 years ago, how pixel art games have been making a comeback.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, 30 years ago, that was only due to technical limitations. Because it couldn't handle more.
That's right. Isn't it crazy that we go backwards and forwards sometimes? Like,
what do you mean? Isn't it cool?
It is. From us being 30-something-year-olds.
Yeah, okay.
It's great.
Yes.
I would love to know like what teenagers think. Do they actually still... I'll give you, go to a NES game, give it to a teenager. They're going to say, oh, this is boring. But if you've got like all the new gameplay layers and stuff that we have now, do they still find it boring because it doesn't look so pretty? Because, again, like you said, we both love it.
Yes.
I loved every little scene. I'll give you some of the corridors and stuff look the same. Some of the things look a little samey, but anytime you went to a new area, even just when you went to a new area and there's just a woman there standing with a butcher's knife and she ignores you and you're like, whoa, this is so cool. What's going on?
It is cool, but damn, my asshole puckered. There were some tense moments.
Oh, agreed. One of the things, it just came to my mind, which I thought was so cool, but such a small little taste, was the cameras. The cameras just followed you in every room. You must have noticed, right?
Oh yes, of course.
Every single room you go into, the cameras follow your movement.
Yeah, I did.
Every single time.
But I mean, you certainly know why.
Because you're being watched.
Because you're being watched by Adler.
Yeah, right? And it's so...
You're being watched by Adler, which I immediately thought, is that kind of just the Germans calling the big bad guy Adolf Hitler?
That's a bit of a push, but now you say the name out loud. I feel like I've actually heard that from someone. Well, I just typed in Alfred Adler, and he's an Austrian medical doctor. I wonder if that's why. Is this game German or Austrian?
It's German.
It's German. Well, we do have, they do share a history.
Yeah.
So I'm just intrigued now. I didn't look this up, and it says he was a psychologist. I feel like that was
Okay.
Sorry, continue.
All right. You know what? This does have that distinct PS1 style low poly aesthetic, but I think what makes it look so much better this time around, 30 years later, is the lighting.
Agreed. Yeah, no doubt.
The lighting and effects.
Well, like I said, this is fundamentally, ladies and gents, this is a horror game fundamentally, psychological narrative and stuff. But this is a horror, like isolating game, kind of like a Dead Space-esque isometric thing. No, not as scary as Dead Space. I'll give you that. But sorry, you were saying. I agree. It is that old school lighting.
Yeah, I would call it horror sci-fi, and by now we actually have loads of horror sci-fi.
We do. It's kind of a saturated market by all accounts. Yeah.
Yeah. But this one feels distinct enough to kind of stand out from the crowd, to make it feels like its own thing. It does have its inspirations, but it never feels like a clone of something.
Oh, you don't think so? You don't think this feels like a clone of something?
Unless I'm missing something obvious.
There's got to be. You got, like, gameplay wise, this is a clone of something, right?
Of course, this is a clone of Resident Evil.
There we go. Like I said, I feel like I was going mad for a second then. This is but I give you visually, and I did like another little thing. You know, when you walked, you climbed through like vents or a hole or something. Yeah. It didn't just do like the segue to another room you walk in.
The fade to black and then the fade back in.
Yeah, no. And you'd have to crawl through them. I thought, nice, because. I don't know. Do you suffer from claustrophobia at all? Like, do you like rooms with clutter and shelving that's too close?
I mean, I wouldn't call that a phobia. I think a phobia is an actual legitimate fear of something.
Yes. Yeah. No doubt.
I'm not a fan of small spaces. I'm not a fan of standing in the middle of clutter, but I'm not claustrophobic.
Do you not get? My family's got a little bit of a history of claustrophobia, and I kind of get it now. I do not like going into those like cheap 5 rand Chinatown shops because the aisles are like human thin and everything's just on top of you. It genuinely causes stress, and this game did the same thing. There's an added bit of stress when everything's so tight quarters and it's just you and you're on your own in space in the middle of nowhere with bad lighting. And
well, that's mission accomplished then.
Yeah,
this game can make you feel things, even if it's fear. It's mission accomplished. Yeah,
the visuals here, again, 2 guys in a room, it's always astounding. And they're obviously super talented fellas. Because the visuals here were, like you said, the nostalgia of PlayStation 1, the beautiful little cutscenes, the lighting, the cameras, just the little tidbits of notes and propaganda, and even the cool bits. I don't know. I've not played many Resident Evils, but the idea that you can pick up an item and then rotate it to look for the model number or the pin code for something on the back of it and stuff like that.
That's Resident Evil. That's good stuff. It's these tiny little things that makes those games unique. Yeah. And if other games can do them as well, great, love it. More, please.
Because I've never understood those games that let you do that, but for no other reason to see the model of the item.
Yeah.
Like in Skyrim, you can take every item in Skyrim and just look at it and rotate it. There's only one reason you would do that, and that was those weird little claw things that had like a butterfly and a bear and stuff on it. That you
that's the only. I was just going to say that. I don't know why. That is the only reason.
Why would you do that and not use that mechanic more in things, like little notes But this game does it very well. Like you say, whenever you're stuck, you think, "What do I do now?" Yeah. And then you go into your inventory and go, oh, let's maybe inspect this. I love those types of things. The same with LA Noire type detective solving, right? It's got the same thing.
If you can, List, please give us LA Noire.
No, LA Noire. I had a feeling of playing LA Noire the other day because I've not completed it and I really want to. And it's one of those games that always sits in the back of your head and you say,
completed LA Noire?
No, I got really far as well.
I still remember that ending.
The last department and stuff like that.
I still think about LA Noire's ending.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Like I say, don't spoil it. I know I got really far. I know I went through like arson, homicide, drugs, or something. I can't remember what the last one was, but I know I got really far. Then something else caught my attention. Anything else visually you want to talk about?
I think there's some two things. Yeah, I really like the clever use of the CRT style overlays. The aspect ratio, the distorted UI. They go through a lot. Excuse me, to kind of convince you that you're playing this, not only interacting with older tech, but that you are on older tech, that you're playing this on a CRT. That when you go through the inventory, it feels like, well, not a Pip-Boy, but
the old MS-DOS type.
Exactly,
type,
yes.
Like the old MS-DOS, it reminded me of. No, agreed. And I love that it also like almost like it placates to the narrative that you also could be an older version or losing your mind a bit, because it's every once in a while it would flash, or you'd see that old like refresh rate or whatever the hell you used to call it on old screens, that I thought was very cool in regards to the interface and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, it was very, like I said, I agree. The everything about the visuals in this were actually really spot on. Very nostalgic.
The other one, the last bit of visuals that I'd also like to raise is the enemy designs, right? Are grotesque. Yet.
Strangely enough, I kind of disagree.
Really? You don't like it?
I thought the enemy designs were a bit samey.
No, okay. I agree with that. Yeah. I agree with that. There's not a lot of variety.
No.
There's not a lot of variety.
Ladies and gents,
I just think they are so gross. I hated losing against that big hulking boss thing, because each time I needed to go in, I'd see their face bleed before we start the fight.
That's right. Cool bit, though, by all accounts.
Cool bit,
that was a cool bit.
Gross, though.
Yeah, but I thought like the again, very Blade Runner, like the knife-wielding replicas that have gone mad, and again, other forms of the same type of thing gone mad. Again, no, sorry, I'm going to go into gameplay. Should we go into audio then? What did you think of the audio?
Yes, before we get into gameplay, audio. So, got a load of notes for audio. Audio, the best way I could describe the soundtrack to Signalis would be, what if a super talented musician made an entire album around the idea of industrial horror sci-fi?
Oh, okay. Interesting. Like I said, there are in theory those sci-fis like RoboCop, OCP,
because
Only
it's
Consumer Products, and Alien had a ton. I can't remember what something Nirvani was, a big corporate sci-fi company that only gave people contracts for 900 years, even though they only live for 50 and stuff like that. So yeah, it's got that same. I know what you mean. I think a lot of people know what you mean. That industrial. Don't step out of line. This is kind of like this is all you're worth type feeling to it.
The only other game that I can think of right now that also employs a very, very similar soundtrack is Dead Space.
Yeah, agreed. Yes, it's got exactly the same type. Hell, your whole mission to go on the Dead Space station is kind of industrial to some degree, isn't it?
Oh, right. Like, yeah, and
you're an engineer going to fix it to bring it back or something, right? Or am I wrong?
Well, that's the implication. Once you're there, your real mission is to find and save your girlfriend, which is.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that entirely.
So similar to what you're doing in Signalis.
That's true, isn't it? That's actually very true. That is fundamental. See, they still seem to have dipped their fingers in a lot of different pies to pull this narrative together.
In Dead Space, you're an old dude looking for your girlfriend, and in Signalis, you're space lesbians.
Now, if that was the tagline, sold more units, Signalis, space lesbian. It would, that's a tagline I would purchase out of curiosity anyway. But yeah, I get what you mean. The audio is very kind of like industrial.
Yes.
Dystopian. I know we always use that word, but it is dystopian by all accounts.
Yeah. The only kind of instrument that doesn't entirely fit in, but somehow does, is the untuned piano. There's an untuned piano that plays with the soundtrack, and it makes it sound like decay is and has always been part of this world.
Is that the same sound that happens when you pick up an item? Or not? Is that a different sound? Because I know what you mean, because again, so. Just like, isn't that just a weird mind thing that an untuned instrument kind of makes your skin crawl? Like, even
it does.
Me, never picked up an instrument in my life.
Yeah.
But like an untuned guitar, an untuned piano, an untuned everything just makes you go, fix it.
Yes,
like,
yes.
You've got to fix that noise because it doesn't sound right. It's got that.
Well, I mean,
gets under your skin.
Partly, I believe, it's partly because we've been conditioned to listen to tonal music. Tonality, right, has developed our ears to such a degree that we can recognize what is tonal and what is atonal. What is dissonant and what isn't.
Yes, yeah, that's what I know what you mean.
So yes, when we hear an untuned instrument, even to some degree, the untrained ear can recognize this exactly feels off.
Yeah, you'd hear, like, if you had a full orchestra, but the piano was out of tune. Yeah. You'd all go, "Whoa, something's not right
something's
here.
up. Something's wrong.
I don't know what it is,
Someone
but that doesn't
needs to
sound
fix
right."
that.
No, I agree. I agree that probably is the case. It's the same reason why. Go on, sorry.
Sorry, my favorite part in gaming where this is used is the save rooms in Resident Evil 7.
Whoa, that's a pull. Which why the save rooms in 7 compared to any of the other Resident Evil save rooms?
There's something magical about save room music in the Resident Evil games. I'm not sure how far you've explored Resident Evil.
I dabbled. I've watched streamers a few times, but I couldn't tell you. I know that sound, like definitely know the sound you're on about.
So in Resident Evil, there are save rooms, and you are always safe in a save room. They've never violated this rule, ever. If you're in a safe room, you are safe. And each time you're in a safe room or save room, they play music.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting Pavlov. You've got this Pavlovian response that when you hear this music, you realize, I am safe. I can relax.
You can declench a bit. Yeah.
Exactly. So you, the one save room tune in Resident Evil 7 has become so iconic, because it uses a traditional Japanese instrument. I can't remember what the name is. It's not a piano. It's almost like a lute type of a traditional sitar
I can
type
kind of
thing.
Picture it. Yeah.
Exactly, but it's untuned.
Oh wow!
It's so great. It's so great.
Has 7 got Eastern themes in it? Like, that's
7,
an intriguing.
I think, is the one that's got the least amount of Eastern themes.
Oh really? And then they put the potentially Eastern instrument to play in the safe rooms.
Yeah. So,
but I get what you.
7 was the one taking it back to its roots, but it's set in Louisiana.
Yeah, I think I've definitely watched that one.
Yeah, no, you have. I'm sure.
Is that the family that?
Yes, that's the family.
Okay, yeah, I definitely watched that one then. Yeah, no, I get it, but it's one of those things with music, because we like you say dissonance makes your skin crawl, and what we were saying, it's that opposite thing when you hear an orchestra tuning their instruments.
Ooh,
right?
Yeah.
Everybody listens. I don't know what that's called, where they all tune it in and then you hear them all hit that same like note or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you all get like goosebumps because you know they're ready now.
I've been in an orchestra doing that tuning in a symphonic orchestra. It's even better doing it in the orchestra.
I can imagine the goosebumps and like the tingles you must get on your spine when that happens.
Yeah, when you get that A major from the oboe and all the strings kind of need to tune. Ooh, and then you get the B flat for the horns. It's good stuff.
But that's one of those, like you said, it's a fascinating thing because I think you're right. I know nothing about instruments, and I can hear that, and I can hear a dissonance in it. And this game that uses those dissonant tones to put you on edge again, right? To kind of stress you out or to to just try to crack you a little bit more in
Yeah.
regards to the fear and the scariness of the moment and what you're doing and where you are.
So
Go on.
the composers for this game are, I don't know if there are two groups or two people,
Yeah.
but there are two entities. One called Thousand Eyes
Scary.
and
Both
one called
posted.
Cicada Sirens.
Well, both kind of have an ominous sound name to them.
Right.
Yeah.
And both of these, they've been quite vocal about the Silent Hill inspiration for their method in creating this soundtrack.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, I can hear that.
Which makes just loads of sense. And that's very clear in the one track that I found called Turned Around.
Okay, Which one is that? Is it going to be one I'm going to recognize?
I can't remember where in the game it plays, but if anyone wants to hear what Signalis sounds like, just listen to the track in Signalis called Turned Around. It's somber, it's sad, it's deep, it's dark, but it's beautiful and it's scary.
like for my money, I appreciate all those words you said, but I don't want to listen to a dark, deep, scary song. but like especially late at night, I'm like a happy-go-lucky type of guy. Like,
you probably have already heard it by playing so much Signalis.
I'm sure I have. But yeah, I understand that it's like there's a haunting beauty to that type of
so
feeling, right?
haunting.
Yeah,
There's this bit in Signalis where you kind of enter the bathroom and you interact with the mirror.
That's right.
And Elster looks at herself, and the only text that appears on screen is Elster saying to herself, "There's no turning back now."
That's right. That was a good little cutscene as well.
It really was. So great. And the track Turned Around signifies or encapsulates that feeling. It's good.
Again, the two guys, they obviously, like we said this before, it's so good about indie games that they can reach out to other small like composers or small little artists and stuff like that, and they collaborate together and they make this cool thing that really works. And it just seems like another case of that where obviously the two guys can't be all talented and do the music and the visuals and the story. You know, it's a lot to do for a couple of people. And again, they've come in, they've got like I said, either two separate people or two separate groups of people, and they just nailed the whole theme, the whole atmosphere, the whole opening cutscene. It's like the opening cutscene went hard for a little independent game. Like that was a deep movie-esque type opening to a game.
It really did. It caught me off guard. I got caught off guard by that opening. It's hard. That intro sequence where some German person is recording themselves on an old microphone.
Right. It really was. It was.
Achtung,
nice.
Ein,
Nice.
Drei, something.
That was a strange one. You kind of lost it there. No, that was really cool. That bit with the numbers. And just going across the screen and kind of just like the whole vibe of that moment was like, whoa, this goes hard. Yes. I was even especially weirdly the Germanness of it just made it feel so much more like, whoa,
foreign.
This is kind of foreign, kind of scary.
Foreign. It almost feels alien. I'm not used to this. What is this? Human made?
This was cool. This was a good start. It's
good. Sorry, I meant all that in a good way. Not just necessarily that, but it reminded me of. Do you know of the movie 28 Years Later?
28 Years Later?
Yeah.
As in the horror, the zombie movie?
The zombie movie, yes.
28 Years Later just came out, right? In the cinema.
It did. It just came out. Did you see the trailer like a year ago?
I think I did. I can't
There's
say
this
I
big
remember
trailer that got released that kind of went viral. It got millions of views. And the audio for that trailer is an old recording of Boots. Boots all over something, but it's an old recording of somebody manically reading the poem Boots about World War soldiers
I
going
think I know
to
what
war,
you mean.
fighting,
yes, I do know
dying.
what you mean. Yes, I do.
And not coming back to their families.
Yeah, well,
I think they were trying to emulate that.
Yes, no, exactly, and it's one of those weird things. One of the biggest things to induce fear is our history of terror, like going back to what actually happened to us, and then like revisiting that is a lot more scarier, right? Than like brand new fear. Yeah, I agree.
Not just that, but as two German dudes using a Polish composer's piece.
That's true. That's
to end this intro. They used Chopin's Raindrop Prelude. Once the tutorial stopped messing with you. Once the prelude to the game ends. I'm going to say it again. This game has so much allegory. It's insane.
Again, it's crazy. Two guys just knocking it out the park. It's always great to hear.
It's great.
Anything else audio you want to
add? No, I'm good.
Because gameplay is the biggest part where you and I disagreed on the score.
It is.
Because I am not the fan of the whole Resident Evil type of gameplay because I find it too annoying. And it's
which is fine.
A pain in the arse.
I'm not gonna argue.
I get that back in the day that like having limited inventory was kind of like, oh no, I'm gonna have to drop this thing to get this thing, or I'm gonna have to like combine this to that, and then I've only got 9 and I can't pick it up, and now I don't have bullets for my 9mm and I have to go back. I now granted this sounds like I'm just being like spoilt. I never liked it, even back in the era when those Resident Evil games came out and I was young enough to be when they were out. For me, this type of gameplay just takes away the fun. It does not add an extra layer of gameplay. It adds an extra layer of nuisance.
I completely get it. I'm not going to argue. I'm not even going to disagree.
But you like Resident Evil games, right?
I do like Resident Evil games. I'm not going to pretend that I don't like Resident Evil games.
Okay.
What I'm going to say is it adds an extra layer of decision making. And I think that when games get too easy, they get forgettable. Agreed. They don't make an impact.
Agreed.
So you could have an infinite pocket like Cloud, or you could have a very limited pocket like Leon Kennedy.
Okay, yes.
It all depends on what decisions you want to make in your game.
And like other things about the Resident Evil games that this game mimics to some degree, the puzzle solving, sometimes they were complex little puzzles. A lot of the time it was just, this door is locked, go to this area to get the key for this door to unlock that door, which then takes you into a room with another locked thing that you have to go find.
Did you feel like that was too much? That they did that the key chasing was too much?
Yes, it was. And then you no longer need this key, so you drop it to put. Now I'll say, like I said, wasn't a huge fan of the original Resident Evil, so this is a me thing. I found that too much. I loved looking at the back of photos for the pin codes, and then there was a new pin code thing that took me a while to realize what the hell it was, because it wasn't numbers and it wasn't alphabetical and all this other stuff. That I do enjoy. Bit of puzzle solving, no problem. Enjoy that type of thing. And this had a lot of that, which is fun. That was good gameplay. The going to get keys or going back to the save room or the safe room to go into the big box of inventory for you to find the thing that you didn't bring with you this time because you thought this other thing was important for you to. Yeah, that kind of kills the whole atmosphere for me.
Oh, so you didn't. Okay.
And you can just run through the bad guys. A lot of the rooms, it's just more counterproductive to just run through.
Well, yes.
That doesn't. I want to shoot bad guys.
To do.
I know. Again, this is a me thing. I know it's a me thing, but I want to shoot things. If there's big, grotesque, nasty things after me, I want them dead. I want them to be dead. Big, grotesque, nasty things.
I get it. Well, these things aren't always ever dead. You've played the game.
Very true. They're very true. And that also, again, ladies and gents, it's not new. I'm not a huge fan of the horror genre because I like things neat and tidy and things dead when I kill them and not come back alive because I've been through this room before. Yeah. But I do like a lot of the little things in this game. That was really cool.
You know what? I agree. I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to say the little things all tie into one classic survival horror loop.
Yes, okay, yeah, I agree.
Right, the gameplay loop for this, it all works together, and I'm going to include the tight inventory, and the tight spaces, and the deliberate combat situations they put you in. Whether you run past or choose to engage, it's all part of the intended gameplay loop. This classic survival horror gameplay loop.
It is, and it's supposed to build on that nostalgia of people who like the Resident Evil games.
Yes,
and it's more of the stuff I liked, right? Which is fine.
It's not just the PS1 visuals; it's the PS1 gameplay with the quality of life improvements.
But there was cool things. I liked that they had like a weird lock-on system for your gunplay, which the Resident Evil doesn't. So the longer you kind of aimed, the better.
Quote-unquote lock-on. You still needed to stay aimed.
Yes, but it added like a degree of bullet saving, right? You knew that if you had more headshots, just like the Resident Evil games, you're going to down the enemy quicker.
Then you
other things, I liked the whole radio frequency thing. That was cool, and the bad guys that you have to tune in to their weird brain frequency to help kill
things. The radio, you mentioned it earlier, the unique puzzle solving.
Yeah, no doubt. Those were all good. This didn't get low grades for me because, again, like I said, not a fan of the whole limited inventory. So it actually did all right. This wasn't a bad gameplay. And for people like yourself and the nostalgia of PlayStation 1 era, this does tick a lot of boxes in regards to fun and stuff like that. It does.
Yes.
I can't argue.
I loved some of these puzzles. Figuring them out, finding the clues to figure them out, and the unique perspective you needed to take on just to figure them out.
Yeah, no doubt. Some of them were really quite clever.
I was a big fan of these puzzles. I liked them a lot.
Did you know that the last boss has 6 stages to it? 6. You know, Elden Ring pushes it to 2 or 3. This had 6.
6? It
was... It's granted, I give you big boss, big bad. It's supposed to be a climactic, just an uber fest of shooting, death, dodging, and all this other stuff. 6 stages is a bit much.
Jeez.
6, well... But, like I said, the gameplay wasn't bad. And some of the boss fights were more than just like Resident Evil games, it's more than just shooting them. It's not just aiming, shoot, aim, shoot, aim, shoot. Finally, I've shot them enough that they're now dead. Yeah. There were a couple, like, gimmicky fights, which is kind of the staple to these types of games.
Yeah.
There were complex fights, because, in fact, the last boss actually has no health, believe it or not. You need to wear it out and... tire it out so that you can put the final attack in, which is kind of cool. It fit the narrative really well.
That feels like the ending to Resident Evil 3. You can't really kill Nemesis. You just kind of need to wear it out until you can give it the finishing blow.
Yes, which was kind of the thing back in the day, wasn't it?
That was Resident Evil.
Because I know, God, there's so many Resident Evil games, isn't there? What's the main wanker guy called?
The main what?
I want to say the main wanker, the guy with the shades. It's like this big douchey.
Oh, Wesker, Albert Wesker.
That's him. One of the games is where you just have to stab him with his own serum, which then makes him a big worm monster. Which then I can't remember what you do to him. But yeah, they've all got those weird game mechanics instead of just shooting.
Are you talking about Resident Evil 5?
Maybe. Isn't he in loads of them? Doesn't he never die? Does Wesker die? Is Wesker dead? Like,
yes.
Canonically. Oh, good.
I mean, I don't know. Spoilers for Resident Evil 5.
Oh, sorry. No, this is Resident Evil. You know that there's zombies, so they can come back alive. He's not dead. None of them are dead in Resident Evil. They can make zombies.
You know what? If I know the melodrama of Resident Evil well enough, Wesker's not dead.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going to come back in Resident Evil 10 or some stuff.
It's like its own looping narrative. With zombies, you can always bring people back. And science, and medical, and money.
Hell yeah.
Right? Wesker's not dead. We all know he's not dead. Anyway, weird tangent on that one. Anything else about the gameplay?
What do you think about the fixed camera angles?
I actually don't mind that. I've never minded that type of thing in games.
Yeah?
I know a lot of people get frustrated and they like their own perspectives or the change of perspective, but there's a few games that have done that in the past. It really doesn't bother me. I kind of like it as a visual thing. Like, this is how you want the game to be played, so I'll play it the way you want it. It's not really bugged me.
In the modern age, fixed camera angles have become a unique selling point, if done right.
Yes, agreed.
That's nice. I liked it as well. I thought this game had tank controls, like proper tank controls, but it's actually much easier to control than I thought.
No, that's right. When you go into this game, and again, you kind of got that just thought with an indie game, it can't be that polished, so it would have like chunky controls or heavy and stuff like that. But this one has some finesse to it. There's a degree of smoothness to everything. Except for those bloody electrical talon electrifying things. I didn't like those. Sorry, I'm just being grumpy me again, but I didn't. I want to shoot them. I want them to stay dead. You know what I mean?
I don't.
You don't? The little, they were like electrical batons you could pick up.
Oh, yes. Okay, yes.
It could have been a skill issue, but I didn't like those either. Maybe this game just rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know. Maybe that's it.
I like those. I once took 2 of them down with 1 swipe.
Yeah, if you get them all close enough together, right?
Yes.
But you got to take into account, they're like horror games, so I'm not getting closer to the things coming after me.
True.
I'm getting further away from the things that are coming after me.
Please,
but anyway,
give me my personal space.
Yeah, exactly. You're in my bubble. Give me some air.
Hello.
Please. Yeah. Very, very much would not survive a zombie apocalypse myself. Like,
no,
I'd be one of those ones first turned by all accounts. I'm pretty sure I would not make it. I'm not.
I think if a zombie apocalypse broke out, I would volunteer.
Well, yeah, that's bleak, but yeah, like narratively, possibly the easier option by all accounts.
Right?
Yeah, it's bleak, but yeah, like that seems like the less stressful option than starving to death. Not being able to trust other humans.
Stressing yourself to death.
Yeah, it's true. No. It does seem like almost a valid option.
It would either be volunteering myself, or
yeah,
I would take notes from Alien Shooter and just turn myself into an MI6 agent.
This game left a mark on you, didn't it?
Oh, you have no idea.
It has developed you into the man you've become today, this game. This is...
Yes.
I've never even heard of it, but I can see it means a lot. This is a part of who you are, Alien Shooter.
Okay.
Anything else gameplay you want to talk about?
No, we can move to performance.
Okay, what do you think performance-wise?
You know what? I didn't have an issue with performance
at
all. No major bugs, no crashes.
No.
I had stable performance. Really.
Same. It worked well, again.
Yeah.
It's very weird that we live in an era where games just being broken is now a thing that you get to rate or review because it shouldn't be. But again, indie scene seems to be knocking it out the park. This ran
well done,
fine.
indies. Good job, indies. I even read that this runs well on the Switch, which
that makes sense.
These days isn't too common.
No, don't get me wrong. Like, even with the Switch 2, a lot of the third-party games are not running that well on it, by the way. Like, it's not good. But yeah, this ran great. You can't complain about it. There was nothing.
But I mean,
slow.
is that surprising with its visuals?
No. I'd say, like, we both... You played this on the PC, just like I did, right?
Yes.
Because you can get it on the PlayStation and the Xbox and stuff like that. But
it's available where you can get it.
Yeah, these games are kind of better on PC, in my opinion, right? I know that Resident Evil's a PlayStation type of game.
This is very much made for a controller.
Yeah, there are aspects of it, agreed. Like when the key mapping on the keyboard itself is kind of controller-based, right?
Yeah.
But either way, it worked really well.
Yeah, I think so too.
So value for money, what did you think?
Value for money, I think we might differ a bit on this, except for the multiple endings. But I read a full playthrough of this is about 10 to 12 hours. Much longer if you try to pursue all endings. Excuse me?
Okay. A single playthrough from start to finish, 10 hours.
Correct. A single playthrough.
Okay.
But because this has multiple playthroughs, if you want to see all of it, it's never a single playthrough.
No, agreed. So there is value there. We always, like I said, we always go into this debate, don't we? Is longevity the strongest factor in value? Is gameplay? Is
it quality?
Narrative? Is it all of the above? It's a very hard thing to actually gauge, no?
It is, because you can have this 80-hour slog fest like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, or you can have a very, very, very potent 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah, no, agreed. And I think we scored it the same. This was kind of like
I think so too.
We both scored it a 6 in regards to value for money, because it's $20 pretty much everywhere, be it Steam, PlayStation Network, Xbox. I don't know. Did this come out on the Nintendo? I doubt it.
Yes, it's on the
Switch.
Switch.
It did?
Yes.
I didn't look at that. I literally just presumed it was just no, because Nintendo just doesn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just
no
getting grumpy
scary games. This on the Switch.
I think it's just because of Nintendo's latest practices. I'm kind of just like, no, I'm not even going to look. Screw Nintendo. But okay, so on Nintendo, it is... trying to find the price. Probably the same, because everybody seems to be selling it at
I think so as well. You know what? I
yeah,
think that's
it's
why
$20
we scored.
Also.
Yeah, I think that's why we scored it similarly high-ish, because it's $20, which is a price I would pay.
Yeah, no, exactly.
For
$20
Signalis.
for a game.
Or
Again, we always
recommend
say
people
this.
pay for Signalis.
Indie games, gotta love them, gotta support them, gotta give them your money. And like I say, $20 isn't too much. It's not too little. It's kind of a nice little figure for a decent game. If you love the Resident Evil games, that's a no-brainer. You just knock down a 20 and enjoy yourself, be it on whatever platform you wish. Just don't give Nintendo that money, because don't give Nintendo that money.
Because they're becoming quite corporate and not very consumer-friendly.
Yeah, like I am in love that there's like a Steam Deck and Xbox is doing a handheld, and there's Asus doing a handheld.
Yeah.
I love that the scene of handhelds is just getting flooded with other consoles. I'm very happy to see Nintendo having a bit of stressing in those boardrooms a bit now. I'm very happy to see it. But at like $20, very good price point. I think it's a decent game.
I think so too.
So what on this game? What overall did we score it then? What grade?
Signalis, we did it. Okay, our scores for Signalis. Let's see here. My scores and Dave's scores went on a deep space one-way suicide trip mission to go venture for the stars and see what we can uncover. And over the course of this trip, my scores fell in love with Dave's scores.
Nice.
Thank you. But eventually, a big ol' accident happened, and my scores are now fighting for their life on this evil alien space mining rig, and they unfortunately get killed. And all that's left is Dave's scores, who've turned into the letter grade rating of B-, which is a good score.
That was such a
same score we gave Mafia the Old Country.
I feel bad for our B-. They died. They fell in love and they kind of died. That was a dark story. Poor B-.
Yes.
But yeah, okay, yes, we gave. But like I said, Mafia Old Country, B-. We gave Stray, another nice little indie game, B-. B- is a great score. It's a definite score that you should go pick it up.
B- is a great game. Elden Ring Night Train, we gave B- as well. These are great games.
Right, these are great games. It's good company. But they kind of require you to like that type of game in the first place, and then it elevates
That's the thing,
to an A and stuff like that. Yeah, no doubt.
But I mean, isn't that like most pieces of
100%.
Most pieces of content or media? If it's not if it's not if it's not your interest, you won't like it.
Exactly right, and that's why we give if we have a bias, we tell you. If it's not our type of game, we say it, and that's why our scores are relative to our viewpoints, we love, things we dislike. That we're not one of those podcasts that are just going to blow smoke up your ass and say, yeah, this is fantastic. It's new. Of course it's fantastic. Battlefield 6 doesn't have cheaters. No cheaters at all in Battlefield 6. No, it's perfect. Go play it. No, we're not.
I'm going through our list of games and I'm looking for one to pretend to not like. And I can't find one that I didn't like.
What, recently or like...
Yes, recently. Okay, Star Wars, the new droid army. I didn't like that.
You weren't a huge fan of Digimon. Granted, that was a while ago. But...
since our hiatus.
That's true. No, we've loaded the list and and All Hail the List has been very good for us.
Oh, yes, thank you, List. Oh,
maybe WWE 2K25, because actually it wasn't a bad game. I'm being mean. If you like that type of game, that game was actually quite good. You're right. This list of games we've got of all, I'm kind of scared now because the list
that we're gonna get a game that we.
Yeah, the list is going to make us miserable somewhere down the line.
Pretend you didn't hear that list, please.
All hail the list.
All hail the list. So, thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Critical Arcade Podcast. Please share this podcast around. Tell your friends, tell your colleagues, tell, I don't know, your parents, everyone about this podcast. Thank you. So we can get just loads of people listening to us. That would be great. And I don't know, share, comment, all those types of things too. Subscribe to us on YouTube, where we've got some nice thumbnails. We've redone our thumbnail strategy, aren't they pretty?
Just the thumbnails alone.
Yes.
just go check out some thumbnails out there. They're so pretty.
That's worth a subscription alone.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, we're knocking it out the park with our thumbnail game.
Yes, go follow us on YouTube. Don't follow Dave. But if you want to, Dave, where can they follow you?
Well, you can follow me out and about, but I have to tell you, I've actually managed to acquire the manufacturing capabilities that Signalis has. I can make a one-to-one copy of you that is a replica. But I will then knock you both out and both awaken you at the same time, and neither one of you will know who the original version is. So you will both be pondering your own existence perpetually in let's say like a 2-room house without being able to go out, and you'll never know which one of you is actually the real you. So I think in a lot of cases, and a lot of movies and books have told me, that will drive you absolutely insane. If you want to follow me, I will do that to you. So by all means, come find me.
This must be one of your most existentially worst ones.
Yeah, that really was. I pulled that. That was a nasty one. I'm sure I've seen that in a movie or something, because I don't think I pulled that from my own mind, because that would be disturbing to some degree.
Yeah.
But yeah, by all means.
Don't follow Dave unless you want to forego your entire identity.
Yeah, no doubt. You really would. That's a dark one, no doubt. This was darker than your story.
Yes. Anyway, moving on. Dear goodness. What have we got lined up for next week, Dave?
Next week, I'm sure it's on everyone's. I say that everyone's radar. The only problem is that I know that Metal Gear Solid has pretty much come out at the exact same time, right? And Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, the remake, has come out the same time of Gears of War Reloaded, the remake of Gears of War.
Yes.
And we're playing Gears of War because it's Gears of War, and because that game was freaking great back in the day, and it is a memory and it's the first time on the PlayStation, which is kind of cool, because
that is historic.
Finally we're getting actual like cross play properly. Like, we don't all have to have
the console wars have officially ended.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. It's almost like a peace amongst the world.
It's really nice. It feels like peace.
Yeah, so we're gonna play the latest I just want to say Reloaded, because it's called Reloaded, which is also what Persona 3 was called, right?
Yes, it was called Persona 3 Reloaded.
Reloaded. Okay, it's Reloaded seems to be the hot word right now. But it's the remake of the original Gears of War game. All pretty and fun, and with the online feature also. So it'll be a lot of fun. I look forward to giving it a go.
Yeah, same. So if you want to listen to us talk about Gears of War Reloaded, check back next week. And we'll see you then. Cheers.
Cheers.